So can we start?
Yes, madam. I'll just give a brief introduction, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Uh, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾಶೋಧ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾಶೋಧ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನೇತ್ರಾವತಿ BS ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇವರು ಮಾನವನ ಜೀರ್ಣಾಂಗ ವ್ಯೂಹದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರಿಗೆ KSTA ಎಲ್ಲ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ವರ್ಗದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲಾವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳೋದಾದರೆ, ಇವರು ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಹಾಸನ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಆಲೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕಿಯಾಗಿ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಳೆದ 20 ವರ್ಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ತಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. 2002ರಲ್ಲಿ ಝೂವಾಲಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ MSc ಇವರು ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಹಾಗೂ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ವೇದಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon, KSTA. I thank KSTA for giving me an opportunity to speak about biology syllabus. The topic what I'm going to be doing today is digestion and absorption in human. Digestion and absorption in human. So in the previous classes, I usually follow KSTA all online classes. I don't bother about the subject. I see physics class, chemistry class, whatever the classes are given by KSTA, all the classes are going to be seen by me. So I heard a very impressive class of Parimala Digestion, which was what you eat is what you are. So, and I also heard a class of food nutrition from Annegowda sir. That was a very good class. Now we know about what is food, what is the food we should have, and we also know what are the nutrients in our body. So next, what we have to understand is how is that nutrient digested in our body? How is that nutrient given to every cell of our body? Is that what we have to understand? And that will be understood in the chapter digestion absorption in human. So this is the first chapter in human physiology, and a very important chapter which carries about 6 marks in first PUC, and it is also very important for CET and NEET. Now, we already know what is physiology. So, if we want to just repeat, physiology means is nothing but the study of body status, how our body functions, how a human body functions, is what is called as physiology. Now, if you talk about digestion and absorption, in this chapter, for our comfort zone, we will segregate this into 3 parts. The first part will be the anatomy part. The second part will be the physiology part, and the last part will be related to the common diseases which are associated with the digestive system. Now, let us come to the first one, that is the anatomy part. Now, when you talk about the anatomy means it is to cut open. Means when you cut open the body, what you see inside the body, nothing but the anatomy part. ಒಂದು ದೇಹದ ನಾವು ಭಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಅಂಗಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ anatomy. So anatomy part ಬಂದ್ರೆ, so here my students have written a very nice diagram of human digestive system. So this is human digestive system diagram. Let me just talk about the human digestive system. The human digestive system comprises of mainly 2 parts. One is the alimentary canal and the digestive glands. The alimentary canal is a very long tube which starts with an inlet called as mouth and ends with the outlet called as anus. So therefore, the human digestive system can be called as complete digestive system. Complete means a digestive system which has both mouth and anus is called complete digestive system. Now, when we talk about the canal, the alimentary canal comprises of mouth, which leads to buccal cavity, then to pharynx, then to esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So the food is taken by the mouth and undigested food is thrown out as fecal matter, the anus. Now, let us study the detailed part of the alimentary canal. First, we will take mouth. So, mouth is the inlet through which the food is taken inside. The mouth leads into a cavity called buccal cavity, which is also called as oral cavity, buccal cavity or oral cavity. Now, the buccal cavity on the lower side is supported by what is called as the tongue. On the upper surface, it is supported by what is called as the palate. There is a palate. If you just touch the upper part of the oral cavity by the tongue, you will see a hard palate which continues to form a soft palate. The sides of the buccal cavity are guarded by the cheeks, which helps to chew the food properly. Now, when you take the important part of the buccal cavity are two, that is the teeth and the tongue. Now, when you talk about the teeth in humans is very specific and very confined. ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಹಲ್ಲುಗಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಸ್ಥಳೀಗಳ ಹಲ್ಲುಗಳು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ದವಡ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೆಂಟಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತಾರೆ. The arrangement of teeth in mammals is called as dentition. So that is very important. Mammals, every mammal has a different arrangement of dentition. Now, when you talk about the dentition, the human dentition, tegodont, heterodont, and diphtheodont. So, what is the meaning of tegodont? Tegodont means if this is the jaw of the human, then this is the lower jaw of the human, there are sockets inside which the teeth can be placed. So this is called as the tegodont. The arrangement of teeth in the sockets of the jaws is called as tegodont. It is very important for the exam, both for CET and also for the NEET. Now, what is heterodont? Heterodont means different. Don't means teeth. So humans have different types of teeth. One is incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. How are they classified? They are classified based on the structure and their function. How do they look? What do they do? ಹಲ್ಲುಗಳು ಅವರ ಆಕಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಮಾಡುವ ಕಾರ್ಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರ ವಿಭಜನೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. Incisors. What do the incisors mean? Incisors are involved in cutting the food. They cut the food into pieces. They are present in the front part of the jaws. Next is canines. Canines tear the food. And these canines are very prominent in carnivores because the flesh tearing is being done. Whereas the incisors are very prominent prominent in rabbits, rats, because they have to cut the nuts, they have to cut the grains. So such animals, incisors are very well developed. The canines are very well in flesh-eating animals. The premolars and molars, they are for grinding the food. Sorry, they are for grinding the food. They are very prominent in herbivores, in cows, cattle, elephants. All the herbivores have a very well developed premolars and molars. So these are the types of teeth a human has. The next one is diphylodont, which means di means two, pheo means scent, and teeth means tooth set. Okay? So during the life cycle of a human, they come across two sets of teeth. One is called as the milky teeth, and the other is called as the permanent teeth. So what is milky teeth? Milky teeth means this is the teeth which the infants have, which the children have. The children will be having the milky teeth because their main food is milk. That is why it is called as milky teeth. It can also be called as deciduous teeth because the teeth is going to fall down for some years. So that is the meaning of the word deciduous. We all know that deciduous forest means the leaves are going to fall down. The same way, deciduous teeth means the teeth are going to fall down, get back, new set of teeth, change, permanent teeth, which remains till the death of the humans. So permanent teeth is the set which will be there for the lifetime. These are the two sets of teeth a human will have, which means diphylodont. Di means two, pheo means set, dont means teeth. So this will be asked for 3 marks in the exam. Explain dentition in human. So you have to have the digodont where the teeth are present in the sockets of the jaws, pterodont where they have different types of teeth, incisors for cutting, canines for tearing, premolars and molars for grinding, and diphylodont is 2 sets of teeth. So that's about the teeth. What is the function of the teeth? Mastication. It helps you to chew the food and make the food into a semi-solid called as bolus. That is the main function of the teeth. Next, coming on to tongue. Tongue is a muscular organ which is present on the floor of the buccal cavity. The floor of the buccal cavity has a muscular organ called as tongue. So, which muscles are there in the tongue? Skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles are there in the tongue, which helps the tongue to roll up or roll down. You can move your tongue in any direction because of the skeletal muscles present in the tongue. Now, this tongue is the main gustatory organ. Gustatory means they help in tasting the food because on the tongue, if you observe your tongue, there are red spots on the tongue which are called as papillae. So these papillae will carry what's called as taste buds. And these taste buds are going to be connected to the brain. So whatever you put on the tongue will be taken up by the taste buds, given to the brain. The brain will sense what is the taste of the food. The tongue does not only help in tasting of food, but also helps in swallowing of the food. It helps in swallowing of the food, it helps in chewing of the food, and also it helps in speech. It helps you to speak. That is the main function of the tongue. So that finishes with the buccal cavity. The buccal cavity has teeth and tongue, which are very important organs of the buccal cavity. So let us go on to the next one, pharynx. So pharynx is a very short passage, which is a common passage for air and food. Air and food. So what is that? So the pharynx openings, that is oropharynx, nasopharynx, and laryngopharynx. So what is oropharynx? Oropharynx is for the entry of the food. Naso and laryngopharynx for the entry of air. So we all usually, our parents are going to be saying, when you are eating, you should not talk. The reason why we should not talk when we are eating, because if you are doing both simultaneously, the food might enter into either nasopharynx or laryngopharynx. Therefore, we have to be very careful when having the food, because the common passage, the pharynx is a common passage for all the things, both for the respiratory system, for the speech, and for the digestive tract. That is why we have to be very careful when we are having the food. We should not speak, we should have the food properly. Next, coming on to esophagus. Esophagus is also called as food pipe, which runs from the neck till the chest region. Esophagus is a long tube which undergoes peristaltic bend. Means a very smooth, slow, rhythmic contraction which allows to pass into the next solid, that is stomach. The esophagus is indirectly helping in digestion. To pass from the pharynx into the stomach. Let us go to the next part, where is stomach. So stomach is a very important organ, which is J-shaped, alphabet J-shaped. This stomach is very important because the food remains in the stomach for about 4 to 5 hours. So when we have the food, the stomach will have the food for 4 to 5 hours. That is why it is a very important organ. In the cockroach and all, we have studied about crop. So the same function is done in the stomach also. Stomach retains the food for 4 to 5 hours. And here, the complete digestion will take place. Now, when you talk about the anatomy of stomach, the stomach has the upper part, which is very close to the heart, and has cardiac stomach. So this is the cardiac stomach. Then you have the funding stomach, the body of the stomach. This is the funding stomach, and this is the last part of the stomach, that is the pyloric stomach, is connected with the duodenum. Now, between the esophagus and the cardiac stomach, there is a sphincter. There is a ball like this. There will be a ball like this. It's called as gastroesophageal sphincter. It's called as gastroesophageal sphincter, which will not allow the food to come back to the mouth. Okay? When will the food come back? The food will come back. We are suffering from gastritis. So I think last session, I was asking about what is gastritis, what are the problems with gastritis. So gastritis is mainly caused when there is infection in this sphincter. So sphincter same ಬಾಗಿಲು ತರನೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಬಾಗಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟಿಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟಿಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿರೋ ಊಟ ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ಸು ನಮ್ಮ esophagus ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾವಿಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ gastroesophageal sphincter, which does not allow, in normal conditions, it does not allow the backward flow of the food. Okay. Now, coming on to the stomach. So we have that is about, this is the adult stomach, big stomach, pyloric stomach. Now coming on to the next one, small intestine. Small intestine is the largest part of the alimentary canal, which measures about 7.5 meters. The longest tube of the alimentary canal is small intestine, measures about 7.5 meters. Now, what actually happens in the small intestine? The small intestine function is digestion and absorption. So both digestion and absorption of the food is going to be done in the small intestine. The small intestine is further divided into the first part. So this part of the small intestine is called as duodenum. It's called as duodenum. Which is part called as jejunum. It will be somewhere around 5 meters. And the last part is the ileum, which connects to the large intestine. Remember, jejunum is the largest part of the small intestine, and the short duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum. Now, the main function of the small intestine is digestion and absorption. Let us go to the next organ, large intestine. So this is the large intestine. This is the large intestine. Okay. Now this large intestine, the function of large intestine is assimilation. Whatever the food is absorbed, so that is going to be reabsorbed. If water has to be reabsorbed, so that is going to be done. If any undigested food is there, that is going to be collected or assimilated. So the main function of the large intestine is reabsorption of water and nutrients, assimilation of the undigested food or the fecal matter. The large intestine comprises 3 parts. The first one is the cecum. So this is called as the cecum. The cecum is rudimentary or very small in human, but is very prominent in cow, sheep, buffalo, in cattle. It is very prominent because they are completely herbivorous. They have to digest the cellulose. They have to digest the grass, leaves. So they are very prominent. Here it is reduced. Then we have below the cecum, there is a vestigial organ called appendix. There is a vestigial organ called as appendix. Vestigial organ, what is the meaning of that? Vestigial organ under makla, the organ which is rudimentary. ಯಾವ ಅಂಗವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಲೇ ಇರ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಅಂಗಾಂಗ ಕ್ಷೀಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರ ಆಕಾರ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ ಆಕಾರ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೂಡ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಅಂಗ ಯಾವುದು? ಅಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಸ್ ನ ವೆಸ್ಟಿಜಿಯಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವೆಸ್ಟಿಜಿಯಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯಾವ ಅಂಗ ತನ್ನ ಗಾತ್ರ ಮತ್ತು ತನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನ ಕ್ಷೀಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ಯೋ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವೆಸ್ಟಿಜಿಯಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ತರ ಹಲವಾರು ಅಂಗಗಳಿದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಅಪೆಂಡಿಸೈಟಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ವರ್ಡ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸತಿ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಅಪೆಂಡಿಸೈಟಿಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯಾವಾಗ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪೈಸಿ ಫುಡ್ ತಿಂದಾಗ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಇದು ಊದುತ್ತೆ ಅಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಅಪೆಂಡೆಕ್ಟಾಮಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಪೆಂಡಿಕ್ಸ್ ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. That is about the cecum. The next one is colon. So colon is the largest part of the large intestine. It has colon, transverse colon, and ascending colon. Ascending colon, transverse colon, and ascending colon. These are the 3 parts of the colon. Then we have the last part, that is the rectum. So rectum is a place where the fecal matter will be stored for its defecation or removal. That is called by anus. Anus is the outlet through which the food is going to be, the undigested food or the fecal matter will be removed. The anus. So this is about the alimentary canal. Now associated with canal, we have the glands which are very helpful. The digestive glands. Okay? The digestive glands are on exocrine. The digestive glands are on exocrine glands. Exocrine glands means they are going to be producing the secretions which include enzymes for digestion. Now, the digestive glands, salivary the liver, the pancreas, the gastric gland, the fruits of liver, and intestinal glands. Now, when you come to the salivary glands, the salivary glands are of three. There are three salivary glands: parotid gland, submandibular gland, subclavicular gland. So these salivary glands are surrounding the mouth. So here is the diagram. You can see there is one parotid gland which is near to the ear. Then you have subclavicular gland below the tongue and submandibular gland below the jaw. So these are three glands of salivary, among which parotid gland is very largest and submandibular gland is very smallest. So this is a very important question in CET. The largest salivary gland is answer parotid gland. The gland which is present below the tongue, subclavicular gland. So please remember, it's a very important question for all the exams. Now, the salivary glands, the salivary glands are parotid glands, submandibular glands, subclavicular glands. The definition of salivary gland is saliva. The saliva has electrolytes, enzymes, and lysozyme. The saliva has electrolytes, that is sodium, potassium, bicarbonate ions, and enzymes, that is salivary amylase, which is antibacterial in nature. It is going to kill the microbes which are present in the food. Right. So that is about the salivary gland. Please remember that some salivary glands very important for the exam. The next gland is liver. So liver is two lobes made up of two lobes. Liver is made up of two lobes. It is triangle shape. Okay? And this liver is very important organ. It is called as the second busiest organ in your body. Okay? So it is also called as metabolic mill ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 24 ಗಂಟೆನೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋ ಒಂದು ಅಂಗ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲಿವರ್. So liver is called as metabolic mill and it has hundreds of functions to be done. Okay, it has many functions to be done and I name few of it. One important function of liver is digestion. It helps in digestion by emulsification of the fat. We talked about that in the next part of the class. It also helps in detoxification of the poison. So whatever the poison we take inside will all be made detoxified. It will be made less toxic by the liver. The liver also helps in alcohol metabolism. So any alcohol consumed will be digested in the liver. Liver helps in the breakdown of RBC cells. Liver helps in producing heat in our body. So heat production is done by liver. So liver is a very important organ. It is also called as metabolic mill because every time for us it's work. There is no rest in liver. Now the liver has a reservoir called as gallbladder. The gallbladder opens duodenum through a duct called as hepatic duct or the gall duct, the liver duct. The secretion of the liver is called as the bile juice. The liver secretes what is called as the bile juice. Coming on to the next gland is pancreas. So pancreas is also a very important gland. It is both exocrine and endocrine. So we can call it as dual gland, double gland, because pancreas functions both as exocrine and as endocrine. So in this class, let us concentrate on the exocrine part of the pancreas. And the exocrine part of the pancreas is called as pancreatic acini. The pancreatic acini will produce the pancreatic juice, which will be discharged into the duodenum through hepatopancreatic duct. So through hepatopancreatic duct, the secretions will be discharged into the duodenum. So duodenum will be exposed with bile juice, pancreatic juice, and the small intestinal juice. The intestinal juice. So three secretions are going to be there in the duodenum. That is about the pancreas. The next is the glands which are present in the small intestine. So inside the small intestine, there are finger-like projections which are called as villi. And inside the villi, there is what are called as crypts of the Burger. Okay? Sorry. Crypts of Langerhans. So there are cells called as crypts of Langerhans which will be secreting the intestinal juice. This is a very important question for the exam. Intestinal juice is called as succus entericus. Very important for the exam. The secretion of crypts of Langerhans is called as succus entericus, which produces lots of enzymes for protein digestion, for carbohydrate digestion, and lipid digestion. That is a very important thing. That is about the glands. Repeat once again. Salivary gland, liver. So we have discussed gastric gland. So gastric glands are present in the stomach region. So it is in the stomach region and it produces what is called as gastric juice. This is a very acidic juice which is present in our body, and this is the main reason for gastritis. So why do we get gastritis? Because of high secretion of gastric juice. Now, when you talk about the gastric gland, there are three cells in the gastric gland: goblet cells, cheese cells, and parietal cells. The goblet cells secrete mucus, which will protect the stomach from the HCl infection. The cheese cells produce a protein digestive hormone called as pepsin, and the parietal cells secrete HCl. So HCl, that is an important thing. Now this HCl can, a human HCl can dissolve a blade. A small blade can be dissolved by the vessel. That is the mesmerizing thing of HCl. There are other functions of HCl. What are other functions of HCl is? HCl activates the enzyme that is pepsin. So pepsin will be in the inactive form, and that inactive pepsin will be converted into normal pepsin. The next function of HCl is loosening of the roughage. The roughage is going to be loosened. What is roughage? Narinamsha. So narinamsha yavudirutte? Sappalirutte. Athara tarkarigalatti. So ಆ ನಾರಿನಾಂಶವನ್ನ ಕರಗಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ HCl. So HCl helps in loosening of the roughage, activation of enzyme, and also creates acidic pH in the stomach. So stomach ಒಳಗಡೆ 1.8 pH ನ HCl. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ HCl ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಸಾಯಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಏನೇನ್ ಜಂಕ್ ಫುಡ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಂತೀವಿ, ಏನೇನ್ ಫುಡ್ಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಂದಾಗ ಕ್ರಿಮಿಕೀಟಗಳನ್ನ ಸಾಯಿಸೋದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ HCl. ಸೊ HCl ಇನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ಕ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ 2 marks in the exam. It will be also asked in CET and NEET as optional part. So remember, gastric gland produces gastric juice, which has 3 cells: goblet cells, cheese cells, it's also called as peptic cells, parietal cells, or septic cells. The goblet cells secrete mucus. The cheese cells secrete pepsin. The parietal cells secrete HCl. That is about the gastric gland. So the digestive glands include salivary gland, liver, pancreas, gastric gland, crypts of Langerhans, also called as intestinal glands. So that is about the anatomy of human digestive system. So when you see the diagram is very important for 5 marks. 5 marks, a skill question will be asked from this chapter basically, that is nothing but the digestive system. Now, as we have understood the first digestion chapter, that is anatomy, let's go on to the next part, that is physiology part. Okay. So let us go to the next part, that is the physiology part. Before going to physiology part, let us talk about the histology of the alimentary canal. So histology means what? It is nothing but study of tissues. How the alimentary canal is. So if you see the alimentary canal, the alimentary canal is made up of 4 layers. The outermost layer is called as the serosa. The outermost layer is called as the serosa, which is a thin layer of epithelium, squamous epithelium. Okay. Next is muscularis. As the name says, muscularis means muscles. Okay. So here, the smooth muscles are there in this tissue, and they are arranged in 2 ways. That is, outer longitudinal muscles and inner circular muscles. So there are 2 muscles which are the muscles are arranged in 2 patterns. That is, outer longitudinal and inner muscles. Next, coming on to the innermost next one is submucosa. So submucosa is a very important thing. It is supplied by blood vessels, nerves, lymphatic vessels, so that whatever is digested has to be absorbed. So that is done by the submucosa. The next one is the mucosa. The mucosa is nothing but the finger-like projections. They are the finger-like projections. So the mucosa is finger-like projections. If they are present in stomach, it's called as the buccal. If it is present in villi, if it is present in small intestine, it's called as villi or microvilli. So remember, the mucosa is highly modified part of the alimentary canal. So in stomach, it appears as temporary folds called as buccal. So the temporary folds are called as buccal. This will increase the area of the stomach so that more food can be stored in the stomach. Whereas the mucosa of the small intestine will have villi and microvilli. So if this is the villi of the small intestine, in turn it will have small finger-like projections. These are called as microvilli. Main function of the villi and microvilli is to increase the area of absorption so that more food can be absorbed in the small intestine. That is the alimentary canal of the histology of alimentary canal of the human. So let us go on to the next part, that is the physiology of digestion. So when you talk about the physiology of digestion, human physiology of digestion, you have to concentrate. First, let us understand digestion. So digestion means it is the conversion of complex food molecules into simpler food molecules. That means, I can give an example. For example, in the morning I will have figure rice. For example, I have had idli. So that idli is nothing but starch. So that starch is a polysaccharide. So that polysaccharide is to be broken down into smaller molecules, that is the sugars. So that is what is the meaning of the word digestion. So digestion means it is breaking of complex food molecules into simple molecules. Now the question arises, why? Why it has to be done? Why? Because the villi cannot absorb these complex molecules. So therefore, it has to be broken into simple molecules, and that is done by the enzymes which I have listed here. So there are so many enzymes secreted by the glands, which will help the digestion of the human. So let us understand how the digestion takes place. When I talk about the digestion two ways. There are two different types of digestion. One is mechanical digestion, the other one is chemical digestion. Mechanical, as the name says, there are muscles and teeth involved in that. So when muscles and teeth are involved, it's called as mechanical digestion. When enzymes are involved, it's called as chemical digestion. Okay, so let us go according to the molecules. According to the biomolecules, let us go on to the digestion. So first, very important is, let us take our carbs or carbohydrate digestion. First, let us take up carbohydrate digestion or carb digestion. Carb means you all know carbohydrate is nothing but metabolic fuel. It gives very fast energy to our body and helps for the body function. And we know that the glucose is the main component for ATP production. That is why let us first take carbohydrate digestion in humans. How the carbohydrate takes place in humans. This is very, very important. If possible, please note down this because it's going to be asked for 5 marks in the exam. So when you talk about carbohydrate, start with the first organ, that is in buccal cavity. So how the carbohydrate takes place in buccal cavity? Entire process is going to be asked for 5 marks, whereas in buccal cavity we be asked for 2 marks. Okay, so when you talk about in buccal cavity, so you all know that buccal cavity is lined by salivary glands. So salivary glands produce an enzyme called as salivary amylase. So when you talk about the salivary amylase, so what happens with this salivary amylase? This salivary amylase will convert the starch. So please remember, starch is a polysaccharide. Starch is a polysaccharide. So this polysaccharide will be broken down into what is called maltose, which is a disaccharide. At a pH of 6.8. So this is a very important reaction. The first digestion process starts in buccal cavity, carbohydrate digestion. So the carbohydrate digestion starts in the buccal cavity with the support of enzyme salivary amylase. The salivary amylase will convert the starch into maltose. So this is the chemical digestion. So what is the mechanical digestion? So mechanical digestion MD, mechanical digestion mastication. Mastication of food, where the hard food will be converted into bolus. So this is the mechanical digestion which takes place in the buccal cavity. Once again, I'm going to explain. Now, in buccal cavity, the first digestion which takes place is carbohydrate. So the carbohydrate digestion starts with mechanical digestion is mastication of food. Mastication means chewing of the food. The chewing of the food is supported by the cheeks, the tongue, and the teeth. So all these three will help in the chewing of the food. Remember, this has to be very, very perfect. This has to be very, very perfect for the complete digestion of food in your body. So if mastication is proper, the digestion will be proper, the absorption will be proper. So this is very, very important process which has to take place in our body. But unfortunately, all of us are very fast in our life. We don't masticate our food properly, right? So mastication is nothing but the mechanical digestion takes in the bulbar cavity where hard food converted into the soft paste, semi-paste called as bolus. And what is it? The starch is converted into maltose at a pH of 6.8. The enzyme salivary amylase. So that's about the carbohydrate digestion in buccal cavity. So once again, I'm going to repeat. The carbohydrate digestion in buccal cavity is the mechanical digestion of food, where the hard food is converted into bolus, and where the starch is converted into maltose at a pH of 6.8 using the enzyme salivary amylase. I hope you understand. So let us move on to the next. What is the next part? The next part is the stomach. But in the stomach, there is no carbohydrate digestion because there are no enzymes which support carbohydrate digestion in the stomach. So in the stomach, there is no carbohydrate digestion. Let us go to the next one in small intestine. So let us move on to in small intestine. So what actually happens in small intestine? So what is the mechanical digestion here? The mechanical digestion peristalsis. So peristalsis means the smooth contraction and relaxation of muscles which will help the food to move slowly in the small intestine so that the food can be digested and absorbed. What is the chemical digestion here? So when you talk about the chemical digestion, what happens here is in the buccal cavity, the starch will not be completely digested. The starch will not be completely digested. So therefore, there will be undigested starch. And this undigested starch will be converted into those once again with the help of enzymes. Pancreatic like amylase. Pancreatic amylase pH of 7.8. So this is the chemical digestion of carbohydrates in small intestine. So in small intestine, the undigested starch will be converted into maltose by the help of pancreatic amylase at pH of 7.8. The pancreatic amylase is produced by the pancreatic juice or the pancreas. The pancreas produces this carbohydrate digestion enzyme called as pancreatic amylase. Then this maltose will be converted into two molecules of glucose by a disaccharidase. It's called as maltase. There are three disaccharide enzymes, among which one is maltase at the pH of 7.8. Remember, maltose gives rise to two molecules of glucose. So that is why if you talk about athletics, if you talk about the sportsmen, so they have more malt sugar because they get more of glucose. Remember, maltose is present in cereals and pulses. So if you eat more of maltose, you get more of glucose. More of glucose means more of energy to your daily activities. So let's see, we also take sucrose in our lifetime? So sucrose is nothing but the cane sugar, the sugar which we get from the sugar cane is called as sucrose, and this sucrose will be broken down into glucose plus fructose by sucrase at a pH of same 7.8. We also have milk occasionally. As we grow older, we are going to be having milk very occasionally. So lactose. Okay, so lactose is nothing but milk sugar. So this lactose will be broken down into glucose plus galactose by lactase at a pH of 7.8. So this is what actually occurs in the small intestine. So in the small intestine, the final digestion of the carbohydrates is going to be done, where all the saccharides will be converted into the monosaccharides or the simple sugars. And these simple sugars are going to be absorbed by the blood or absorbed, it will be taken by the villi and given to the blood for the cellular respiration. So that finishes with the carbohydrate digestion. So remember, the carbohydrate digestion takes place only in buccal cavity and the small intestine. In the buccal cavity, the salivary amylase converts the starch into maltose. In the small intestine, the undigested starch will be converted into maltose by pancreatic amylase, and this maltose will be converted into glucose by maltase, sucrose into glucose and fructose by sucrase, lactose into glucose and galactose by lactase. So that is about the carbohydrate digestion. Remember, the carbohydrate digestion has 5 enzymes: salivary amylase, pancreatic amylase, maltase, sucrase, and lactase. That means this is a very perfect question to be asked for 5 marks. Let us move on to the next digestion. Protein digestion. Move on to protein digestion in people. This is very, very important. This is also very important for 5 marks. Now, when you talk about protein digestion, the protein digestion takes place, doesn't take place in the buccal cavity because there are no enzymes which support protein digestion. So, we have protein digestion in stomach first. So, let us talk about protein digestion in stomach. So, how does it happen? Now, this occurs again in 2 ways. That is, in infants, there is separate protein digestion. In adults, there is separate protein digestion. So, let us take about in infants. In infants, what is the protein digestion? So, we all know that infants have the milk as the major food. So, renin, R-E-N-N-I-N, renin is the enzyme which converts the milk protein into curd. So remember, in case of infants, they have an enzyme called as renin, R-E-N-N-I-N. So then that is the milk digestive protein or milk protein digestive enzyme which will convert the milk protein to curd at a pH of 1.8. Right? Next, this curd will have fats. So milk fats will be there. Okay, so that we will understand in the next part. Now let us understand in adults. So in adults, what actually happens in the stomach? So in the adults, there is an enzyme called as pepsin. So this pepsin is going to be activated by the HCl. The HCl will convert pepsinogen into pepsin, and this pepsin will convert the protein into proteose plus peptones. So you might be thinking, what is proteose? Proteose means which has somewhere around 60 amino acids, and peptones means which has somewhere around 30 amino acids. So peptones can be also called as polypeptides. Okay, peptides or polypeptides. So that is what actually happens in the adult. So in the adult, the pepsin will convert proteins into proteose and peptones, which will enter into the small intestine for further digestion. So let us move on. I hope you understood. Repeat once again. In the stomach, the milk protein will be converted into curds by a milk protein digesting enzyme called as renin. R-E-N-I-N. So that is the main thing in adults. The pepsin will convert protein into proteose and peptones. Remember, as we grew up, this enzyme will disappear from our body. Renin it will not be there in the adults. There only in the infants. So let us move on to the protein digestion in small intestine. Okay, so coming on to protein small intestine. So we are finished with stomach. So let us move on to small intestine. Now in small intestine, what is going to happen is you have an enzyme which is called as enterokinase. The very important question for the exam. Enterokinase is a non-digesting enzyme. Means it is no way directly helping in the digestion. So this is a very important question for both the 1 mark questions, for the CET, and also for the NEET. So enterokinase is this enterokinase converts trypsinogen into trypsin. So remember, this is a very important question. Converts trypsinogen into trypsin. What will this trypsin do? This trypsin will again convert all enzymes. That is, the trypsin will convert chymotrypsinogen and procarboxypeptidase into chymotrypsin and carboxypeptidase. So it is self-activation. The trypsin itself will activate the other enzymes into its main form. So now I hope this you have understood. So remember, enterokinase is a non-digestive enzyme which converts trypsinogen to trypsin. The trypsin will be further converting chymotrypsinogen and procarboxypeptidase, chymotrypsin and carboxypeptidase. Now what is going to next happen? So we have already protein in the form of proteose and peptones. So this proteose peptones will be converted into polypeptides by trypsin and chymotrypsin. So trypsin and chymotrypsin both to the same function where we convert these proteose and peptones into polypeptides. Polypeptides means about 20 amino acids in a chain. That is what we call polypeptides. Now, these polypeptides will be converted into oligopeptides by carboxypeptidase. By carboxypeptidase. Remember, the pH is always the same, 7.8 in small intestine. So please remember, the pH in buccal cavity is 6.8, in stomach it is 1.8, and in small intestine it is 7.8. This is what you have to remember. So when you come to the next one, the oligopeptides will be converted to tripeptide by aminopeptidase. So this enzyme is actually not mentioned in the NCERT book, but it is very good to understand it. So aminopeptidase. Then you have the tripeptides, which is broken down into dipeptides by tripeptidase. And then you have these dipeptides, which are broken down into amino acids by dipeptidase. Okay? So these are all the reactions of the protein digestion. I'll repeat once again. First part, what are activation of enzymes, where the trypsin is going to be activated by aminopeptidase. The chymotrypsin and carboxypeptidase is going to be activated by trypsin. Then you have proteose peptides converted into polypeptides by trypsin and chymotrypsin. Then you have polypeptides which are converted to oligopeptides by carboxypeptidase. Then these oligopeptides are going to be broken down into tripeptides by aminopeptidase, dipeptides by tripeptidase, then dipeptides finally into amino acids by dipeptidase. So ultimately what we get is we get the amino acids. These amino acids are going to be taken up by the villi and supplied to all parts of the body for respiration, for cellular respiration. That's about the protein digestion in human. Okay, so let us go on to the next one, the lipid digestion. And Lisa, can I continue? So let us go on to the next one, lipid digestion. This is going to be asked for 2 marks, lipid digestion. So lipid digestion is the first step of lipid digestion is emulsification of fat. Emulsification of fats, which is done by the liver. So liver helps to emulsify fat where large lipid globules are broken into small fat droplets by bile salts. So bile salts are nothing but sodium glycopholate and potassium glycopholate. So that is not there in the syllabus, but just know bile salts are the ones to convert the lipid globules into lipid droplets or fat droplets. Now remember, the liver also produces bile pigments, bilirubin and bilipidine, which are the extracts of RBC cells. When the RBC cells are broken down, the liver produces bilirubin and bilipidine. With that, the liver also produces bile salt, which will help in emulsification of fats, that is, lipid droplets into lipid droplets. This is the first step. Second step is these emulsified will be converted into fatty acids and glycerol by an enzyme produced by pancreas called lipase. So pancreatic lipase is the only enzyme produced by pancreas which will convert these emulsified fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Now, very important. The fatty acids and glycerol are not soluble in water. Then how are they transported through the blood? It is very difficult to transport them through the blood. What is actually happening here is these fatty acids, they are going to be around structures called as micelles. So there are in the lymphatic vessels there are micelles. The bile salts and the lecithin. These bile salts and lecithin. There's one chemical called as lecithin. So bile salts and lecithin together they form what is called as micelles. Now these micelles will have this is outer and as hydrophilic part. This is how hydrophilic part. It's what? It loves water. Okay? Then you have core, the inner core, and this inner core is hydrophobic. Okay? The fatty acids will go inside this. The fatty acids will remain inside this. The fatty acids will go inside the micelles, and these micelles are going to carry these micelles are going to carry the cells, because see when these are going into the blood, this is hydrophilic. What happens? The micelles easily flow in the blood, but they are hydrophilic. Hydrophilic, because the inner part is hydrophobic. Hydrophilic, remember, hydro means water, philic means love or affinity. Hydrophobic means water, phobic means afraid or they don't like water. So they have the center hydrophobic part, the upper hydrophilic part. So what happens? This species can easily get dipped in the blood, and then they are going to be carried to cells or to liver or to adipose tissue for storage. So remember, that's how the fatty acids are absorbed. Very important for the exam. The fatty acids are absorbed and taken in the form of micelles. Micelles are nothing but it's a combination of bile salts and lecithin, which is having the outer hydrophilic part and the inner hydrophobic part. The fatty acids go inside this hydrophilic and remain inside. And then they are carried to the blood as the micelles. So micelles means they are nothing but the spheres of fats which are carried in the blood. So that is about the digestion and absorption of lipids. We are lifted with the last part, that is nucleic acids.
Madam,
Sir,
it's already 4:10. Is it possible for you to quickly wind up?
yes, sir. Another 5-10 minutes.
It's already 4:10, madam.
Sir, another 5 minutes, sir.
Yeah, you 5 minutes, you just quickly wind up.
Yes, sir. The last one is nucleic acid digestion. The last one is nucleic acid digestion. So what happens here is nucleic acids are digested into nucleotides nucleases. And these nucleotides are broken down into nucleosides by nucleotidase. The nucleosides are called nitrogen base and pentose sugar by nucleosidase. So please remember, very important concept, nucleic acids. When we eat nucleic acids, cells are crushed. When we eat apple or any vegetables, when the cells are crushed, we get nucleic acids. So those nucleic acids are nucleotides, nuclease, nucleosides by nucleotidase, and then nucleosides nitrogenous base and pentose sugar by nucleosidase. So that finishes the physiology of digestion. I have one last part. There are diseases which are concerned with digestion, that is jaundice, diarrhea, vomiting, and all that. So that is a very important concept. Jaundice is caused because of higher concentration of bilirubin pigment. Vomiting and gastritis is caused because of indigestion or wrong intake of food, or taking food in wrong time, or missing the meals. So even that is also a very important cause for this. So I know it's very difficult to finish this 3 hours chapter in 1 hour, but I have tried my best, and I hope I have reached to your fulfillment. Thank you, students, and thank you, KSTF, for giving this opportunity to talk about digestion and absorption. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, madam. If there is any questions, the floor is open for students.
Sir? Yes.
If there is any questions, students can ask questions. You may raise your hand. Yeah. Or else you may put it in the chat box.
Yes, sir, I have sent the questions.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. 1 second, madam. Don't leave. There are no questions as of now, madam. If there
Yes,
is
sir.
any questions, I'll send it to your mail, madam. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And
Thank you.
I'll come to the conclusion part of this program.
Yes, sir.
So I thank officially on behalf of KSTA, all officials and the staff here, and Siddhagowda sir, who organized this event
Yes, sir.
by communicating with you. It was a very informative talk, madam. I think better than this, nobody else can do it online. Thank you very much for that. And I thank wholeheartedly on behalf of KSTA. And I also thank Bagalkot School. There are 107 students who are sitting and watching this live since 3 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I thank Siddhagowda sir, I thank Ayyappan sir, and also Ramesh sir for giving me an opportunity to do this talk. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Anthony sir.
Thank you, madam. So
Yes,
I thank all the students who joined to this program. Thank you very much. So I'll end this program here.
Hello.
Once again, thank you. Yeah.
ನೇತ್ರಾವತಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರೇ.
ಸರ್ ಯಾರು?
ಸಿದ್ದೇಗೌಡ ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹೇಳಿ.
ಇವತ್ತು ತಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಭಾರಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಭಾರಿ ಅಭೂತಪೂರ್ವವಾಗಿ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದಲೇ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು.
ಓಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So thank you. I'll end this. Yeah.